What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it with another YouTube video. And today we're continuing my mental gym series where I basically talk about all these frameworks that me and my homie have created in order to help you guys achieve all the goals that you are after and just generally be lit. So yeah, without further ado, let's get back into it. So today's framework we're going to be talking about is adaptability. And this is personally my favorite framework because, to me at least, without this framework, you literally cannot achieve whatever goal that you want. So, the definition me and my homie came up with is that adaptability is basically the ability to make changes to achieve your goals when necessary. So, generally, you guys are going to have to realize that you don't have all the answers. Like, you just you don't know everything that you think that you need to know to achieve your goals. And for that reason, you need to make changes because you might not be doing what is required to achieve the goals that you are after. Right? You don't just want to sit around doing the same thing, banging your head in a wall if that's not going to get you to where you want to go. For that reason, you have to be willing to change. So an example I always come up with when I think about adaptability is from my sixth grade science class. And for a lot of you, from when you were in elementary school, middle school, obviously a lot of you guys are probably in your late teens, early 20s. But when you were in like elementary school, middle school, what did you learn about in science class? You learned about animals and how they survived, right? And one of the most important traits that a species of animal needed to have in order to survive, which was their goal, was they needed the ability to evolve. Because if you were an animal or you were a species that was unwilling to evolve to your circumstances or whatever was going on in order to achieve your goal of survival, what happened to you? You went extinct. And a lot of you guys right now, your goals, your dreams, your ambitions are all extinct simply because you are unwilling to adapt. You're unwilling to make changes in order to achieve your goals. You would much rather think you are right than actually be right. Isn't that actually wild? You would much rather think or believe that what you think is the correct thing than actually just do what is required and achieve the goal and all the success you've ever wanted. Absolute madness if you think about it. Like something so simple, a lot of guys just don't do it. And I've also been a culprit of this, of course. All of these frameworks I've been a culprit of. Like there would be no way I could have explained these things unless I've like actually went through it. So like yeah, there's been times even for me when I've been unwilling to make changes or been willing to make changes, like I said, when necessary, been willing to make changes when I didn't need to, or been unwilling to make changes when I do need to. Absolutely crazy. It seems like such a simple concept, but so many guys struggle with it, and that's why I think it is my personal favorite framework because I believe if you have this mastered, like, bro, there is nothing that can stop you. No circumstances, no anything. You are going to figure it out because you are willing to make changes when, keyword, necessary. So that is pretty much the definition for adaptability, the ability to make changes to achieve your goals when necessary. So now I'm going to talk about the when necessary part because obviously you can see I've underlined it and I've already mentioned it to you guys several times now because it is like super important, right? So what I mean by when necessary is sometimes you guys are seeing the progress you want to be seeing to achieve your goals. And for that reason, why would you adapt? And I have an example for this too that also has to relate to like animals and evolution and stuff. So I was watching this thing on National Geographic like a few months ago, and it was talking about this warthog. And essentially, there's this warthog where it grows a horn. Because, you know, like, what's that? Lion King. You know Lion King, like Timon, Pumbaa? Was it Timon or Pumbaa? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Basically, warthogs have horns or they grow horns. So essentially, the warthog that I was looking at on National Geographic, basically it has a horn that grows out and then curves up and then back into the warthog's forehead. Literally so dumb. So dumb. But basically, horn grows out back into the warthog's forehead. And that's an adaptation that the warthog had made, but that species of warthog had made. But you're thinking to yourself probably right now, like, why would a warthog do that? Why would they have a horn that grows back into their cranium? And so basically, whatever you call the type of scientist that go be looking for animals and like finds their fossils and stuff. But basically, a scientist had found the fossil of one of these warthog's skulls, and they had seen that the cause of death for the warthog was that its horn went out, came back, and went through its forehead, through its cranium, and pierced its brain and killed it. Absolute madness. Like, a warthog literally has an adaptation that forces it to kill itself. And that's a clear example where the warthog had made a change, or the species of warthog had made a change when it was not necessary. And when you make changes when you don't need to, the worst can happen. Not that you would die, but essentially your goals, or you achieving your ambitions, or whatever your goals are, would die, which is crazy. So that's why you need to be very careful about when you make changes and make sure you only do it when necessary. And that's where we get into basically the exercises or the mental frames you're going to use when thinking through when you need to adapt and when it's actually necessary for you to adapt. So here's number one. So basically, if you are getting the progress that you want when it comes to achieving your goals, do not change. So, if getting progress you want for goal, don't change. Don't change. So if you're getting the results that you want for your goal, don't change. Literally do nothing different. Because what will happen is if you do change when you don't need to, you'll end up like the warthog. You'll hurt yourself, or you'll ruin or lower the chances that you achieve your goal because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing anymore. Because you were doing what you're supposed to be doing and then you decide to stop. And the crazy thing is, we do this a lot. I have done this many times. I'll give you an example of when I've personally done it. So back in like 2020, I used to have like a TikTok account that I wanted to grow just to grow. I was like, I just want to be famous or whatever dumb ideas I had back then. So basically I was like, I just want to grow my TikTok account. So basically I kept posting, getting better and better and better. And then I made a content style that was getting a lot of views. People were liking it. I was going viral a few times. I was like, oh, this is lit. Like, this is super lit. I'm getting results. This is cool. Like, I'm going to tell my friends, whatever. You know, I'm getting the results that I want. So, for some reason, I then thought to myself, oh, they would probably like this too. Like a whole different content style. I thought, oh, they probably just like this too. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just throw that in there. It'd be cool. Even though I was already content and satisfied with the results I was getting and the growth I was getting on the TikTok account. But when I added this new content style and started posting it that way, views dropping, likes dropping, getting unfollowed, all this crazy stuff. I was like, I was so hurt, bro. I was like, bro, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? Isn't this what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, well, I thought they'd like this, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm going crazy. I'm like, what is happening? So what happened there was I was getting the results that I wanted and decided to change. As you see, I've written here, don't change. I did the opposite of that. I changed something for no reason. I didn't even have a good reason for changing other than I just assumed they would mess with it. I assumed that, oh yeah, this hard. They gonna love this. Like, for some dumb reason, I just assumed it, right? And because of that, I lost progress to growing my account more because I decided to take a random detour that led to nowhere that had nothing to do with my goal because I was already getting the progress I wanted. So basically what ended up happening is I went back to posting the style that everybody was loving and liking, and the growth came back and it was just lit. So, but it basically gave me that lesson there, like, bro, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you're satisfied with the results you were getting, don't change. Do not do anything differently. Literally stay the same. Everything that is the same, and if you're getting results right now, so think to yourself right now, I want you to think to yourself right now while watching this, for whatever your goal is, or even if you're on the path to achieving goal, whatever it is, are you getting the results you want right now? Yes or no? And if you are, don't do anything different. You're good, bro. If you are satisfied with the progress you are making, because also let me add in real quick, like when it comes to achieving a goal, it's obviously not a one-step thing. It's not like this is my goal, I do this one thing, I achieve goal, right? No, there's progress. So, but the thing we want to guarantee that is happening, because you shouldn't worry as much as the outcome, and I'll talk about that kind of stuff in other videos, but don't worry as much as the outcome of the goal, more as am I doing everything I need to be doing to get the progress I want? And am I seeing that progress? Because that's really what matters, the process, right? So you just want to make sure, are you seeing the progress right now that you want? And if you are, don't do anything differently, bro. Do not do anything differently. You're good. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're doing a great job. Do not change, right? But what if you're not seeing the progress you want? And that's where we get into the second frame of adaptability, which is if you are not getting the progress you want towards achieving your goals, change, right? So if you are not getting the progress you want for your goal, change. Very simple, guys. Very, very, very simple. So if you are getting the progress you want for your goal, y'all, please do not change. For your own mental health, for your own mental stability, do not do anything different. You're good. But if you are not getting the progress you want for your goal, please change. Something clearly needs to change because you're not getting the progress you want. And an important thing I also want to add about this is, if I ask you right now, are you getting the progress you want for your goal? And you're like, yes. Cool. Don't change. But if I ask you, are you getting the progress you want for your goal, to achieve whatever your goal is? And you're like, that means no. Because I'm in the business of no half measure. Meaning, don't dip your toes in achieving a goal. It's either you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing and getting the progress you want, or you are not. Don't play both sides. Because I promise you, you are giving yourself a lot more of a headache by just not going all in to make sure you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. I'm telling you, you are giving yourself a way, way, way bigger headache than what it will take to actually just achieve your goal. So it's either you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing or you're not. It's either you're getting the progress you want right now or you are not. And if you are not, if you're in the maybe or no, change. Something needs to change. And this is the beautiful thing about the Mental Gym and these frameworks that I'm giving you guys, is that they all start to connect. So, and this is why I think it's really important that you go watch the previous Mental Gym videos that I have made so you can get more context. But basically, I've already created 2 videos previously before this, and the first one was the value circle, and then I created discipline. So essentially what the value circle is people who help you achieve your goals, and they can come in 3 forms. It's either someone who has achieved what you want, like these are people who are in your circle, people you have, contact with that you can get information from. So the first one is people who have achieved what you want, and you can get information from them. People who want to achieve the same thing as you, basically friends, homies, whatever, somebody who has the same drive as you, or someone who has both achieved what you want and you can work with them. For example, let's say like your uncle or something who's a plumber and you want to be a plumber and you have access to him and he says you can work with him on the job, for example, right? So essentially, when you are not getting the progress you want for your goal, essentially you need to change, right? So then the next question you'd obviously have is, well, how do I change? Well, you need to go get information from someone who can give you the wisdom you need in order to make the changes you need to start getting the progress that you want. And that's when you go consult your value circle. You go consult the people who have the information you might be lacking right now that you need. And this is why the ability to make changes is so important, because you have to be willing to go get new information. But some people are unwilling to go get new information because they don't trust the people they're currently around. This is why it's so important to have a value circle. So you have people who you can actually trust and listen to get the new information, to get the progress you want, and make the changes that you need to make, so you don't have to make any more changes and you can see the progress that you want. Really cool when you actually start to see how all these frameworks that I'm going to be teaching you guys really connect with each other, and just makes your life a lot easier when it comes to achieving your goals. So boom, yeah. So if you are not getting the progress you want for your goals, you consult your value circle. You go consult the people who have information that you don't have and can tell you things so that you can make new changes, because once you get the new information from them, you go, by the way, so this is the process for that. So when you go to your value circle there and you tell them, hey, I'm struggling with this, I'm not seeing the progress I want, you ask them, then they will give you new information. It's either, because sometimes you might not have all three of the examples you might not have all three of the type of people I just talked about in your value circle. So you basically just go consult the people you do have access to. I recommend having all those types of people in your value circle, of course. But you basically go consult them, specifically the people who can give you information. The knowledge people, not the support people. Because also an added thing about the value circle, there's some people who are in your value circle who are support but are not knowledgeable. For example, your parents can be support for you, and they are part of your value circle because they indirectly support you, by maybe financially or with emotional or whatever, but they don't maybe have knowledge that can help you get the progress you want. So this is why having people in your value circle who are knowledgeable and can actually help you because they've achieved what you want, etc. Right? So I just wanted to add that in. So basically, when you are not getting the progress you want, you go to your value circle, the people who have knowledge, you ask them for the new information, they give you new information, you take that new information. Because right now you shouldn't be, I don't want to change. Like I said, for you guys watching this video, you got to be willing to change, period. So if you're someone who's already like, I don't want to change, click off the vid. You know what I'm saying? If you would rather be right, think you are right, than actually be right, my channel is not for you. I want guys who actually want to achieve their goals for sure. So, disclaimer. So anyway, so you go, you get the new information from the person, and then you test out the new information until you get the results that you want. And an important thing here now too, is if you test out the new information and you don't get the results you want, and you keep going back to this person testing new information, you're still not getting the results, that means you also need to remove someone from your value circle. And this is actually an important part about adaptability, because making changes might not just be about completely yourself. Well, it is, obviously you control yourself and what you tolerate, right? So if there's someone in your value circle, and this is why it's really important you guys go watch the value circle video so you understand. So if you have someone in your value circle right now who you're getting information from, testing it, and you're not getting the progress you want, that person might not be able to be a good fit in helping you anymore. They might have given you all the useful information that you could possibly used up to this point, and now they can't serve you anymore. So for that reason, a change you might also need to make is adding somebody new to your value circle and removing someone who's no longer serving you or no longer giving you the information you need to make the progress that you want to make. And very important thing, this is not malicious. This is not evil. You're not a bad person for wanting to move on or not give attention to people who are no longer able to help you. It's a natural thing. You are a goal achiever. You're ambitious. You want to do great things. And in order to do those things, you need to make changes. You need to want to grow. And when you grow, you don't stay in the same place. You don't do the same things. You don't think the same way. You evolve. And for that reason, the people around you and who you can listen to also must change. So if you went to this person in your value circle who had knowledge consistently and they can no longer serve you, they shouldn't be in your value circle anymore. You need to go find somebody who can actually give you the knowledge that you need to fix whatever bottleneck you were in, so you can get back to getting the progress you want, so you can achieve the goals that you want, right? And you can go have this conversation, not in bad blood, like, hey, I think it's been great. Thank you so much. Obviously, you appreciate the help that they gave you, because without them, you wouldn't have been able to achieve what you have achieved up to this point. But now you need to grow. You need to spread your wings more. So you just let them know, like, hey, thank you so much for helping me out and teaching me all this information you taught me up until now. But now I want to evolve even more, so I want to learn from people who are even at a higher level. And most people, if you were just completely honest with them and be transparent about how you feel, they're cool with it. They're like, wow, he actually just told me the truth. But what some people will do, they'll try to lie, get around it, do weird stuff instead of just telling people the truth. And even if you tell someone the truth and they don't really like what you said, that's not up to you. You know what I'm saying? That's not your responsibility. You did what you were responsible for. You were honest and you were transparent about what you wanted. And if that puts them, gets their panties in a twist or whatever, that is their problem, not yours. You go do what you need to do. So that's an important thing I just wanted to talk about in relation from the adaptability framework and the value circle framework, how they can kind of connect in terms of making changes. But essentially, someone in your value circle will be able to give you the information that you need in order to get the results and the progress that you want for your goal, right? Cool. So once you are then given the new information, you test out that new information, and then you finally get the results or the progress that you want towards the goal you want to achieve. Do nothing. Then you go right back to step one of the framework, is just don't change until you're not getting the results you don't want. You're not getting the progress that you want anymore. Then you go right back here. And then basically you just keep going up and down, keep going up and down, keep going up and down for whatever goals you have. Really, really simple. And it seems really simple, but like I said already, a lot of guys don't do this. A lot of guys make the mistakes of adapting for no reason, and a lot of guys make the mistake of just not adapting at all. So if you have this framework down and mastered, and please, whatever way you need to, save this video, write this down, whatever you need to do to make sure you remember this, because it's so important and it'll come up so often. As I said, you will be bouncing between these two consistently. And it can be in minute ways and big ways, because sometimes to see the progress you want, you might only need to make a little change. It only depends on what you want. Whatever you want your progress to look like will dictate how big the change is. Because the change could be as big as you need to change where you live, to as big as, oh, I just need to wake up at this time. You see what I'm saying? It just depends on the kind of progress you want to be seeing. Because sometimes just making a lot of little tweaks can get you really far. But other times, making a really big tweak could get you the furthest. So it's just really important that you kind of understand that when it comes to, you know, getting the progress that you want towards your goals, and understanding what is necessary for you to do to live your dreams and achieve all of your ambitions. So yeah, that's pretty much the adaptability framework. Like I already told you guys earlier, this is easily my favorite framework. It's really lit, you know, to make changes and watch yourself grow and evolve. And I honestly think that is what makes achieving goals and being ambitious so meaningful, is this: adapting, changing, doing different things, and seeing yourself change and grow. Because even though it is painful, and most people hate it because it is painful to change, right? But that is where the lessons and the strength and the mindset and the mentality and the mental gym is at its most potent, when you are struggling and you need to make necessary changes in order to achieve your goals when necessary. So yeah, so if you guys like that, if you believe I explained that really well, if I could explain it better, please, 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 as I'm going to say in every video, give me as much feedback as possible, because the crazy thing is the mental gym also serves me in making content for y'all. Because if I'm not getting the progress I want, because for me, I'm not getting the progress I want for my goal, which is serving you guys and making a really lit YouTube channel for young, ambitious guys who want to achieve a lot of goals. I want to make even more progress, even more. So I'm constantly in the state of changing and making changes. And the only way I can do that to the best of my ability is if you guys give me feedback. Let me know if this was good, bad, whatever, what changes I can make, how I could be better. My handwriting should be better. You want edits, whatever it is, you know, just let me know so I have more ideas floating in my head to make changes in order to help you guys out more. So please, please, please give me feedback. So thank you guys so much. Make sure to like the video. It really helps in the algorithm so this can get out to more guys who want to achieve their goals. Have a really simple framework that they can always just write down and refer to achieve their goals, and just generally be lit and just enjoy their lives and vibes. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. Really hope you liked it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.